so sorry. What's your name? I have a friend named Hugh. So sorry. Ryan. Gotcha. All right. You should have that. And just let me know what I can help you with. Actually, this is great. Probably no better than I do. Ooh, I just heard it click. Heck yeah. All right. I'm going to let you adjust that because you know that better than I do. All right. Nobody's going to fall over that table because we have to rub over it.
Which comes first? Do you have an order of service with you? Thank you so much. Yes. Hi. Good morning. Do you, actually, can I get a check on the volume on this? I think it's good, but I just want to make sure.
Sound check?
Oh, and sound check on the mic.
Sound check.
Check. Oops. Yes. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Oops.
This is a comedy of errors. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. And happy Pride. My name is Kristen Hartman. I am honored to be on your board of trustees. I'm a middle-aged millennial lesbian who got married at this very church because we support love. There is a lot going on here at First UU, but before I get into that, I want to make sure that if you're here for the very first time, you should stop by the welcome table to pick up a visitor gift with more information about our community. Look for the Getting to Know UU sign in Beach Hall after the service to learn more about our congregation. And obviously, everyone's welcome to chat with me or anybody else with one of these nifty maroon ribbons or a board member after the service. So, back to that a lot going on here at First UU. First, and kind of a bummer, there's no coffee and no breakfast today because, guys, we fell down on the volunteer front. Yeah, that's what I said too. So if you can, possibly, if you have the time to do it and the inclination to do so, Robin needs you to email her to sign up for the coffee team or the breakfast team. Breakfast team in the summer is super easy, guys. It's like bagels. So with that out of the way, first, today at 11:15, Todd Lowe, the artist behind Far Rider, which is the exhibit on display now until August 16th, is going to have a reception after the service. You should totally stop by. And second, today at 7 p.m., if you're not occupied watching a certain UFC fight, you might be interested. You might be interested in joining us here for a Rise Up, Sing Out concert live stream watch party. We're co-hosting it with Indivisible, so we can sing with the No Kings protest stream, which is going on in DC contemporaneously. Okay, 2 more. Next, we're gonna have our first discussion, this is really important, on June 16th for our book, our congregational read, Stamped from the Beginning. So if you haven't gotten it yet, now is the time to get it. You have to sign up for those discussions. You can register through our website, and if you have any trouble, you can talk to any of our staff. You can email Robin or you can email Becca. They will definitely help you out. And finally, this is June's list for feed and read. They especially need shampoo, laundry soap sheets, and bags of rice. If you have any extra in your grocery budget, and I know it's getting expensive out there, but if you can find any deals whatsoever, especially on the food, rice and beans, if you could bring in some dry rice and some beans and give them to Jacques in Beach Hall, we would all be really grateful. And now, I'll hand this over to Joe for the land acknowledgement. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thanks. I'm Joe Medico. I'm a white middle-aged man with very long, wild and curly hair, a bushy goatee, wearing shiny gray plants, and a black dress shirt shot through with silver and gold threads. Our beautiful building is built on land the people lived on for thousands of years before any of us were here, like the Shawnee and the Adena. On this particular Sunday, may we remember how these civilizations celebrated and honored two-spirit people, among them persons we might use the word trans for today. People like the Zuni two-spirit, Weihua, who was received and honored by the President of the United States in 1886 as an esteemed ambassador and celebrated artist. The picture's up there. May we honor those who came before us with deep gratitude and honor their presence in Central Ohio today, including in this congregation where some share this great ancestry. Nathan will now play the tune to the music we will sing later in the service.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Marco Belletini, Minister Emeritus of this congregation. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm wearing my usual brimless cap, a dark shirt and a vest, and a stole with intricate designs and the colors of the rainbow. These words I'm going to read are by a gay Mexican poet I am fond of and who I once met in San Francisco. May your ears hear what nobody wants to hear. May your eyes see what nobody wants to hide. May our mouths speak our true faces and hearts. May our arms be branches that give shade and joy. Let us be a drizzle, a sudden storm. Let us be the key, the hand, the door, the kick, the ball, the road. Let us arrive as children to this huge playground, the universe. If you would please rise now and sing hymn 363. Let Nathan play the tune once before you sing.
Sang songs which gave us birth. Hallelujah, resounds our home, the earth. Hallelujah, shall echo across the skies. Hallelujah, when peace has shown us wise. Amen.
Seated. And it's now time for our children to come in, and I'm looking back to see if they're arriving. Okay. Well, listen, while we're waiting, introduce yourselves to each other.
I can go ahead and say it. Hi, it's now time, if everybody can come back centered, it's time for our children to bring in the light. This is First Fire by Reverend Barbara Peskin. High above us, the sun shines, and beyond its glory, the stars of night hide in the daytime sky. Below our feet, your feet, the worms out of their own bodies remake the soil, and at the center, the earth still simmers with first fire. Somewhere beneath the stars, the earth's core, we live, we weep, we ask, we laugh, we answer. How can we not be amazed? Let the light bless us. Good. Good job. Thank you, Ted. Thanks for helping your help with lighting the chalice. Good morning. I'm Candy Rothert. Good morning. I am a bisexual older woman with long, wavy graying hair, glasses, and I'm wearing a pink Rainbow Connection shirt and tan pants.
Hi, I'm Dan Rothert, a older gentleman, bisexual man, and wearing a white Rainbow Connection shirt and blue jeans. And today's story is called Boy Meets Girl, from Free to Be You and Me by Peter Stone and Carl Reiner, and originally performed by Marlo Thomas and Mel Brooks.
All cozy and ready. Who has a blankie they like? Hi.
Hi.
I'm a baby.
What do you think I am? A loaf of bread?
It could be. What do I know? I'm just born. I'm a baby. I don't even know if I'm under a tree or in a hospital or what. I'm just so glad to be here.
Well, I'm a baby too.
Have it your way. I don't want to fight about it.
What? Are you scared?
Yes, I am. I'm a little scared. I'll tell you why. See, I don't know if I'm a boy or if I'm a girl.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, if you're a boy and I'm a girl, you could beat me up. You think I want to lose a tooth the first day of my life?
What's a tooth?
Search me. I'm just born. I'm a baby. I don't know nothing yet.
You think you're a girl?
I don't know. I might be. I think I am. I've never been anything before. Let me take a look and see. Look around. Yep. Cute feet. Small, dainty. Yep. I'm a girl. That's it. Girl time.
Well, what do you think I am?
Oh, that's easy. You're a boy.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. I'm alive already 4 or 5 minutes, right? Haven't been wrong yet.
Gee, I don't feel like a boy.
That's because you can't see yourself.
Why? What do I look like?
Bald. You're bald, fella. Bald. You're bald as a ping pong ball. Boy, are you bald.
So,
boys are bald and girls have hair.
are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Who's bald? Your mother or your father?
My father.
I rest my case.
You're bald too.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Don't look.
Why?
A bald girl. Yuck.
Maybe you're a boy and I'm a girl.
There you go again. I told you. I'm a girl. I know it. I'm a girl and you're a boy.
What about it? I mean, I think you're wrong.
I'm never wrong. What about shaving?
What about shaving?
You just shaved, right?
Wrong.
Exactly. And you know why? Because everyone's born with a clean shave. It's just that girls keep theirs and boys don't.
So what does that prove?
Tomorrow morning, the one that needs a shave, he's a boy.
Well, I can't wait until tomorrow morning.
See, that proves it. Girls are patient, boys are impatient.
Yeah, what else?
Can you keep a secret?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go. Boys keep secrets, girls don't.
Go on.
Are you afraid of mice?
No, I'm not.
Ooh, I'm terrified of them. I hate them. Squeak, 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 squeak. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Fireman.
What'd I tell you?
What about you?
A cocktail waitress. Does that prove anything to you?
You must be right.
Of course I'm right. I told you, you're a boy and I'm a girl.
I guess so. Oh, wait, here comes the nurse to change her diapers.
Yep, here we go. Take the blanket off.
About time too. I've never been so uncomfortable in my life.
Hey, look at that.
What?
You see that? I'm a girl, and you're the boy.
Hey. It sure looks like it.
Well, what do you think of that?
I can't understand it.
Well, it sure goes to show you.
What?
You can't judge a book by its cover.
What does that mean?
How should I know? I'm just a baby.
So my goo. In today's story, two babies teach us just because you may look one way on the outside doesn't mean that's the way you feel on the inside. We would like all the children and anybody else sitting up here in the front to go ahead and stay seated here in the front to listen to the first two verses of the song Free to Be You and Me. And then you can return to your families and out to the classes during the second course. For those of you who know this song, we welcome you to sing along on the course the second time through.
There's a land that I see where the people are free, and I say it ain't far to this land from where we are. Take my hand, come with me where the people are free. Come with me, take my hand, and we'll live in a land where the river runs free, in a land where the green country, in a land to a shining sea. And you and me are free to be, you and me, to a land bright and gay, where the people are free. And you are right where you belong. Take my hand, come with me where the people are free. Take my hand, and we'll run to a land where the river runs free, to a land where the green country, to a land to the shining sea, to a land where the horses run free, to a land where the people are free. And you and me are free to be, and you and me are free to be, and you and me are free to be, you and me.
Put you in here. There you go.
Hello, my name is Dr. Leo Taylor, and my pronouns are he, they. I am a middle-aged, cis-passing trans man with white freckled skin and a luscious red beard. And today I'm wearing glasses, my favorite snapback cap, a brightly colored floral blazer, and a very sparkly yellow necklace. Our Share the Plate recipient for June is Kaleidoscope Youth Center. Since 1994, KYC has been Ohio's largest and longest standing organization dedicated exclusively to serving queer youth. Through free programs, community support, and a safer space for connection and belonging, KYC helps queer young people access critical resources and support. Today, that work is at risk. Over the past year, the organization lost more than $500,000 in grant funding, including an Ohio Department of Health grant eliminated because of new state legislation restricting funds for facilities associated with social gender transitions. As a result, KYC was forced to close its transitional housing program for homeless youth, reduced staff, scale back services, and just a couple weeks ago moved from their longtime home to a smaller, more sustainable building. Your generosity today helps ensure that queer youth in Ohio continue to have access to safety, support, and life-sustaining community. In addition to passing the basket, you can text to give, scan the QR code on the screen, or visit firstucolumbus.org/donate. And thank you so much for your generosity.
That beautiful piece is from a movie, actually, by the same title. Today's pastoral listener is Pat Snyder. There she is. If you have something on your mind or heart today, she will be in Beach Hall after the service and will be happy to listen to you. Today we have no joys or sorrows from our community to share with you this morning, which is unusual. But there is one caring card to sign in Beach Hall after worship. Please join me as we enter into a time of prayer and meditation. Oh, love. Yeah, sure, I know. You are indeed an abstraction, as your cultured critics proclaim, a mere sound in my mouth or a principle on a page. You can mean so many things that I almost don't want to say you. But I am convinced that I can catch a glimpse of what you really must be in your many reflections, pulsing in the mirrors of human lives, and they are everywhere. So I see you in eyes that suddenly grow wet with tears. I hear you when somebody sighs and suddenly gets it. I see you along the curve of backs that bend in sorrow, and in the still, unjaded eyes of children who ask questions that give grown-ups pause. I see you when people who have been pushed to the edge by those who condemn empathy and think they define everything for everyone else still arrive anyway and say without shame, I am here, I am real, I am who I am. I see you shimmering in my hopeful imagination when I envision a world where children are not scared anymore, nor mocked for how they act or how they play or look. A world where bullets do not end lives in classrooms, nor where grieving mothers starve among smoking ruins. A world where everyone can say calmly, this is who I am, I belong as I am, and more importantly, as I am becoming. Ah, love, bless you, for your reality is found clearly even in this silence. Let us keep a full minute of silence. And you are found, O love, in the blessing of this amazing music.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me, oh, 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 oh. Another round of bullets hits my skin. We'll fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yeah, we become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me, oh, 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 oh. And I know that I deserve your love. There's nothing I'm not worthy of. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm marching on to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. Oh, 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 oh. This is me.
Fantastic. When Councilman Harvey Milk was killed by Dan White in San Francisco, I was only 2 blocks away working as a bank teller. The police teller who used to work in the bank to help us catch people trying to rob us, which happened every week, told me, and we were all in shock. Later that night, 30,000 of us walked down Market Street, the main street of the city, with candles, and we gathered at City Hall. There were lots of speeches, but then the great singer Holly Near stood up right in front of us and sang the song which she had literally written on her way to us. I knew then it was a song that needed to be in worship. This was long before the Hymn Book Commission was developed. Years later, I was lucky enough to have a conversation with Holly Near at a General Assembly where she gave a talk and share my story about witnessing her singing it for the first time that night. Certainly a high point in my life. Denise DeShane will now read the reading by Black trans activist Raquel Willis.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Denise DeShane. I'm an octogenarian, which means I have white hair and glasses. My wife and I, Helene, have been members of this church for over 31 years. Thank you. Okay, these are the words of Black trans activist Raquel Willis during an interview on CNN. Many of us are hungry for validation, and we are often made to feel that the validation can only come by fulfilling expectations, even when they don't fit us anymore. Moreover, not only trans people, but everyone is bound up by gender all the time. Consider boys and men who are told they can't cry or like the color pink, and girls and women who are told they cannot be strong and capable leaders. Trans voices are so necessary to disrupt these ideas of who we consider to be valid and who we consider to be normal and who we consider to be worthy. In some ways, we are all gender nonconforming. All of us fail to meet these ideas of manhood and masculinity, womanhood and femininity.
Please remain seated, and we'll sing 2 verses of We Are a Gentle, Angry People.
We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a justice-seeking people, and we are singing for our lives.
The second reading is from Jim Palmer, a former megachurch pastor who gave up his ministry and is now an articulate author and social media essayist who writes on non-religious spirituality in a compelling way. At least I think so. This was posted in early May this year, 2026, on his Substack called Deconstructionology, in an article called The Authority to be Human, where he addresses LGBTQ identity in a very different way than it usually is.
Hi, I'm Amy Eldridge, member of Rainbow Connection, and hi. She, her pronouns. I'm a white woman in her mid-60s with graying, shoulder-length brown hair and wearing a Side with Love t-shirt familiar to a lot of you here. At the center of this issue is a deeper question, one that extends beyond religion or sexuality. It is the question of who gets to define what it means to be human. For a long time, that authority has been outsourced to external systems that claim the right to name, interpret, and regulate human life. What we are witnessing now is not just a conflict over inclusion. It is a growing refusal to outsource that authority any longer. This is where the conversation shifts. It goes beyond better arguments within the system toward a more fundamental reorganization of how identity, meaning, and authority are held. This is not ultimately a debate about sexuality. It is a conflict over authority. Who gets to define what a human being is, and who no longer accepts that definition? Pride Month, as it developed in the years that followed the Stonewall Uprising, carries this legacy forward. It is often understood as a celebration, and it is that, but it is also an ongoing assertion. It refuses the premise that identity must be sanctioned before it can be lived. It holds visibility as a form of resistance, not because visibility is inherently virtuous, but because invisibility was historically enforced. In this context, the conflict with religion becomes easier to read. It is not simply about differing moral views. It is about a shift in where authority is located. Once people stop negotiating for their place within a system and begin to live as if that place is already theirs, the system's claim to define that place begins to erode.
The next two verses will be up, and we'll sing together seated.
We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
I was serving my former congregation in California when a young member of the congregation, about 25 years old, came to my office to talk to me. I have to go away for a while, for about 3 months, he said. Well, thank you for letting me know, I said to him. I probably would have worried if I had not seen you for a while since you're so regular. Some long trip that you're taking? I asked. Well, I guess you could say that. You see, when I come back, I will arrive with a different name, and I will be a woman. How do you think the congregation will respond to me? You know, I said, I really don't know. But I think it's my job as a minister to make sure that both I understand what that might mean and they understand what that means. So I asked him some questions. I heard important self-reflective stories. And then I said, here's what I'm going to do. While you are gone, I will use the adult education forums to explore and teach and answer questions about this. 3 months later, she came back to the congregation for the Sunday service, announced her new name, and over again during coffee hour, I heard person after person going up to her and saying, "Congratulations," and hugging her. I was so proud of these people. By the way, this was 1988. This beautiful memory comes up a lot for me now in 2026 when I read so often about various state legislatures working overtime right now to cause as much trouble and as much hurt as they can to people like the fantastic human being who spoke to me in my office. Things are changing for the worse every day. A young trans woman was murdered not long ago here in Ohio, Laura Schuler. Her killer is now in prison, but she is one of a great many lately across the country who have been killed. And this week, as you may know, was the 10th anniversary of the Pulse massacre in Florida, where 49 people with lives just as important to them as our lives in this room are to us were slaughtered as they joyfully danced. Yet it wasn't all that long ago when we were fighting these same uphill battles for the first time, at least in our lifetimes. For example, when I was called to serve as the assistant minister of the San Francisco congregation, serving with Diane Miller as the senior, I had already been turned down by quite a few of our congregations because my life companion was named Phil Porter, and they were not ready for a minister who was gay. What would the interfaith clergy say if a gay man brought his lover to the joint Thanksgiving service we do every year? They would dodge. When they turned me down after what they admitted were very good interviews. We don't want to be known as the gay church, you know, but a church for everyone. Right. But we made progress over the years. So little by little we did. Diane and I, for example, agreed that she would address LGBTQ plus issues and I would address feminist issues. So nobody could complain that we were tooting our own horns. We used lots of strategies like that and then worked with the larger association to develop the welcoming congregation programs. It worked slowly but surely over a decade, and now, in this century, many of our ministers who once would have been turned down have been welcomed with open arms and often serve our very large congregations. Now, let me be clear where I am personally about all of these labels and alphabets and letters and stuff, these categories like trans and lesbian and gay and non-binary and bisexual, etc., as I have done before. The labels are all political. That is, they are meant to serve in the polis, from the Greek word for the urban societies we have established, as generalized ways of grouping millions of people who can organize together and work together and parade together. Political. But listen, individuals in these categories are not all alike by any means. Telling you I came out to my parents in 1966, 3 years before the Stonewall uprising in New York City that is credited with getting the queer rights movement going, remains only a sad and painful story from my teenage years. It tells you nothing about my sexuality, my loves, my losses. Like I often say, to accurately refer to my sexuality is not to tell you my category, but to simply say I'm a Marco-sexual, as others can uniquely say they are Lamar-sexuals or Dorothy-sexuals or Tom-sexuals. Each person's sexuality is ultimately unique in practice, including folks who are totally asexual. To quote Andrew Arukaruka, a Nigerian English Black writer, gay, that I much admire, it is important to not let the category be bigger than the person. And that, dear people, states the issue beautifully. Raquel Willis in the first reading writes that we are made to feel that validation can only come by fulfilling expectations, even when they don't fit us anymore. Not only trans people, but everyone is bound up by gender all the time. Consider boys and men told they cannot cry, and girls and women who are told they cannot be strong and capable leaders. Trans voices like me, she continues, are so necessary to disrupt these ideas of who we consider to be valid and worthy. Then she adds this powerful sentence. Listen, in some ways, we are all gender nonconforming. All of us fail to meet these ideas of masculinity and femininity. Jim Palmer, author of the second reading, then states this even plainer. At the center of this issue is a deeper question, one that extends beyond religion and beyond sexuality. It's the question of who gets to define what it means to be human. What we are witnessing now is not just conflict over inclusion, but a growing refusal to outsource authority any longer. Yes, outsourcing. Outsourcing to retrograde religious definitions and condemnation, to retrograde political operatives with all their financial clout. To say that we get to define who a human being is ourselves, individually, is a revolutionary statement still in this era. Pride Month, Jim asserts, carries this legacy forward. It refuses the premise that identity must be sanctioned before it can be lived. Again, to quote Andrew Akuruka, what if the human being was never meant to fit inside one improved box? This does not mean identity does not matter. Names matter. History matters, community matters, protection matters, language matters. But the label must never become more sacred than the living person inside it. Sacred, he says. Yes, how interesting it is to me that my so-called coming out was in tight parallel with me coming out of the creed I once thought defined what is sacred. During the same years I was finding new ways to come out as a gay man, I was also coming out so to speak, as a Unitarian Universalist attending the Farmington, Michigan congregation. Choosing to become a Unitarian Universalist was also taking up the authority to define my own humanity and what I deemed sacred. Now, please understand, when I say come out, I do not mean I had any clear idea of what that meant or could mean. I came out for the first time in 1966, as I said. I had no language. The word gay was never used at any time in my childhood, inside my house or outside of it. Not once. Nor queer or slurs. I never heard the word finocchio in Italian, a common slur for a gay person in the language my parents spoke. I came out not because I had a word, but because I paid attention to the emotional and deep experiences inside of me, which I knew were real, even though I could not name them. And as a UU, my experience of the sacred also shattered the categories of my outsourced definitions of the sacred. And as I have said often enough, I still resist absolute traditional theological categories like theism or atheism or agnosticism or humanism, finding them too confined to my lived and lively inward experience. Now, of course, I know others moved along different paths than I did. I know gay and bisexual Jewish rabbis, lesbian and gay Episcopal priests. I have a gay Muslim friend up in Michigan. I knew Isan Dorsey, a gay Zen Buddhist abbot, teacher. And of course, people like Wehwa, the Zuni two-spirit trans person we mentioned earlier, himself was not unique. History is filled to the brim with persons like us who are celebrating this service today, of every sexuality and self-definition and personal authority. Yet I still maintain that all pathways are individual, both in the area of sexuality and religion. Gay Muslims and bisexual rabbis still have to interpret and negotiate with their various traditions. And in the end, no matter who we are, what our sexuality or spirituality may be individually in this present world of tumult, lying, trickery, and division, I think we, each and every one, are called to be together a gentle, angry people, working together uphill once again, I know, till everyone can take authority to be faithful to who they are as human beings. Please now rise in body or in spirit to sing hymn 1057, Go Lift It Up.
of day.
If you are willing, join hands with people around you. Go lift it up, and let us lift up others by our care and ever-deepening understanding. May we face our struggles together, share meals and open conversations. May we ask questions and answer them honestly. Let us live our lives, not let our lives live us. As the light leaves this chalice and centers within us, let the dancing, living love it signs guide our way. And now let us extinguish the chalice with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of vision.